My name's Barb. My last name is Eddy. I am 55, a retired veterinarian, and I am the facilitator for the Ovarian support group. First encounter with HopeSpring was when I was going through breast cancer treatment myself. And the first thing was the mastectomy. And I was told that HopeSpring had camisoles for the surgery. And then during chemo, there was wigs. The support group didn't come in until I was done treatment. It's just really, really important, it seems, at the end to have that extra mental and emotional support. We have a very informal program, so a lot of it is just sharing, but I often try to encourage hope, to find the little things that give us hope along this journey, and to find things that are positive, little silver linings along the way, even if it's a matter of bringing family together and that kind of thing. So, and just letting people support each other by sharing their stories. So right now it's currently running one Wednesday afternoon a month, and it's usually the third Wednesday of the month. And you can register right on the website, hopespring.ca. You can also call the number, I think I have it memorized, 519-742, and then HOPE, HOPE. I mentioned the breast cancer diagnosis in 2016, which then there's mastectomy and chemo and radiation, and then more surgeries and more treatments. And here I am, still here. And my brother was also diagnosed with pancreatic cancer in 2021. And I felt like my experience going through it, I could support him. He just wanted somebody that kind of knew what he was going through. And so I realized it's just really important to support other people. Specifically, I don't have a connection with ovarian cancer myself, but it was what I wanted to give back, and it was what was needed at the time. They needed somebody to take that spot. And I found that, it's just a lovely group of women and so many great stories and things to share with them. So it's been a really positive experience for me. Originally, the hospital was what had informed me about it. And it's through all this, there's just been so many people that know about it. So I think the word is definitely out there. I did the support group like at the end of treatment. That was when I felt like I needed it most. I also did there was one that had to do with like makeup and hair when you were going through chemo. And I actually really was amazed at how much that helped as well. And they were absolutely wonderful. It was very hard to find a wig that looks like you. And I ended up got this really wild, long blonde wig. And so if I was going out for dinner or something, I just did it right up and just didn't look like myself at all, but made it a little bit fun. It's funny, you just sort of think, oh, I'm fine, I got this. But then somebody tells you, no, you have to get this camisole. It's so incredibly soft. And it was a lifesaver. Like, it was just the softest material. It was so comfy. A lot of people don't know this, but when you have a mastectomy, you have to have a drain, and a little thing that collects the fluid. And so there's actually like a little pocket right there for it, keeps everything kind of neat and tidy. And so it's just a really beautiful thing that is available for women. And Nohelia was awesome. I've heard stories and talking to people how she's actually delivered the camisole to people's houses. So it's just a really, really wonderful support group that people go beyond to help other people. I originally started off with the peer-to-peer support. I found it difficult calling people if they didn't know that I was calling, to sort of make sure they knew about stuff. And so when they said that there was an opportunity to it's actually what I wanted to do right from the beginning, was to lead a support group. I feel like, my experience being a veterinarian and helping people through difficult things with animals, that it's just something that I could really help people with. And so I don't think it mattered to me whether it was ovarian or breast cancer or what it was. It's just to have a group of people that you can share things and support them. I mean, it's not like I'm leading a yoga class or that I could do poses or anything like that. But basically, we start by just once we've given it a few minutes for people to join. We give a little update on where we are in our journey. And then we kind of break off after that, and people bring up different things that they have concerns about. I think one of the things that is just amazing is that people bring stuff to the table. Like there's a book called Radical Hope by Kelly Turner that is just absolutely life-changing when you read it. And so just sharing that information, and then most people have heard of it and read it, and so it's just great to do that, and sharing other experiences with different professionals. So I went to this Reiki person and they were amazing, and I did pelvic physio with this person and she was amazing, and just being able to help each other. At the end of the session, I try to leave with something, some kind of idea to think about, just to and one of the things I came up with that I want to share on our next group is a term that I came up with. Keep hearing cancer survivor, and yes, I am a survivor. I had breast cancer in 2016 and it's an ongoing thing, but most days I feel like I'm thriving with cancer, and so I don't know about this new term. I want to run it by the group of women, but cancer thriver instead of survivor. So that's just one of the things that we just come up with different little ideas to try to cope. And like you said, I think the biggest thing is just that we're not alone, that there are other people going through it too. There's one lady that recently joined, and she is just this positive beam of light. And she has ovarian cancer. It's not going to go away. She's going to be living with it, but she's just thriving, and we talk about some spiritual things. I find that a lot of the people that come in with a strong spiritual center, that they often cope better than some. I don't know if that's a bit of a stretch. I don't really know for sure that that's a fact, but so sometimes we talk about things like that. But if somebody picks up on something from somebody else, then they sometimes come back the next session and say, when so-and-so was talking about this, like I did this, this, and this, and it really helped. So I can't think of any specifics, but yeah, there's a lot of good sharing that goes on. Run into any difficulties with anybody, that hasn't been a good contributor, and sometimes the first time you come on, you're a little bit more stressed, but sometimes the second and third time when you're a little further in the journey, you've kind of come to terms with some things. So I think I've just been really lucky that the ladies that have joined this group are all just wonderful. So I don't know if it's anything I'm doing or it's just the people that I've encountered that join the email group. Like if there's some, then, they might stay in contact as well. So I just think if the opportunity is there to continue chatting, even if you don't show up. It's really all about not feeling like you're alone. And so I think it's just a really great place to provide a space to know that you're not by yourself and there are other people, because you lean on your immediate family and your immediate friends a lot. And it can be a lot on them too. And so just having one other place that you can just, sometimes you just vent, sometimes you cry, sometimes you laugh, sometimes, you bitch about your spouse, but it's all confidential, and it's just a place to be able to do that.